Hey everyone, today I'm going to go over a couple of writing things that you can look for when your child is doing writing at home. So, this could be applied to really writing about anything. In kindergarten, we write about a lot of different topics. So, we might write information, we might write to make a story, or we might write to give facts and opinions. But then we also write for a variety of other reasons. So, we might write about our letter of the week or something that we are learning about in project based learning. So, what I'm going to show you today could be applied to any of those things, really, anytime you're writing. So, these are just some different things you want to look for to make sure that you are doing and things that will help make your writing even better. So, we want to start with our topic. So, for today, I'm going to say that our topic is the time I went to the park. Okay, so I'm going to go to this area here. This is going to be where we're going to draw our picture. And I'm going to draw a picture about things that I saw when I went to the park. So we will start with, I saw some swings. I'm going to draw my swings. My swing set. Okay, and then we'll say I also saw the slide. And if students are having a hard time thinking about what to draw, of course, you can always prompt them by asking some questions. What were some things you saw? What do you remember seeing or hearing or smelling, using those five senses? Okay. And then, of course, I was there, so I want to draw myself. And I can go back and add in some detail. Adding details to our pictures and to our writing is really important. So you want to make sure that you are asking that throughout your writing. What other details could you add to your picture or to your writing? Give myself some hair. And I have brown eyes. And we'll say that that day I was wearing a pink dress. So I'm going to give myself a pink dress. Okay, so we're going to stop right there for our picture. Now let's talk about our writing. Our goal for kindergartners by the end of the school year is for them to be able to write 2 sentences independently. Now, if students are still struggling to get there, that's okay. You can keep helping them. You can give them a sentence starter and ask them to finish it. And if all else fails, they can continue to label all of the parts of their picture. So those are just some goals and things that we want to work on. But it's okay if not everyone is there yet. You just want to keep working towards that and assisting as much as you can. So I'm going to write a sentence about what I did when I was at the park. So I'm going to write, I went on the swings. We remind students that anytime we start a sentence, we always want to start with an uppercase letter. And if they have trouble remembering what that looks like, it's okay to show them with an alphabet chart, or you can write it down as an example and have them copy it. I went. Went is what we call a sight word, or sometimes you'll see they're called word wall words because we do have a word wall in our classroom where we keep our sight words. And students don't remember these, again, it's okay to show them either on one of our sight word lists or have them look it up. But we do want them to spell them correctly because these are not words that we can stretch out on our own. These are words that follow certain rules, so we have to memorize how to spell them. We also want to make sure that you're putting spaces in between your words. So we say use a finger space if they need to, if they forget how much space to put. One finger is always a good rule. So I went on another sight word or word wall word. The, another another sight word. Swings, swings. So this might be a word that might be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to try and stretch it out and do the best that I can. Obviously, as an adult, I know how to spell it, but if your student is struggling with that, then it's okay to encourage them to stretch out the word using the sounds that they hear. And it is okay if it is not spelled correctly. What we don't want to do is we don't want to tell students how to spell something, again, unless it is one of these sight words or word wall words. If it's a word like swing, we want to try to ask them to stretch it out, swing, hearing all those sounds in between. And it's okay if they are spelling it phonetically or the way that it sounds. That's good. That shows us that they are understanding which letters to connect to which sounds. Spelling does not really come into the big picture until later, usually closer to first grade and up. So for right now, we are still worried about spelling phonetically. Because I do know how to spell it, I'm going to spell it the correct way, but it is okay. Please, please, please encourage your child to stretch out words and encourage them, even if it's not spelled correctly. Swings. And then just like we always start a sentence with an uppercase letter, we always end it with punctuation. In this case, it's going to be a period, okay? Now, I technically could stop here and say that I'm done, but we always want to encourage students to go back and say, what else could I add? What other details? Could I add more to my picture? Could I add more to my writing? What would make this more exciting for a reader? So in this case, I might start with my picture, go back, and maybe I want to add some more details about things that I saw at the park. So let's say there was green grass. Let's say it was a sunny day that day, so the sun was in the sky. And we'll say maybe there were a few clouds, so I'm going to add a few clouds. Okay. And then maybe there was another friend at the park. Draw a friend over here that's getting ready to go on the swings. Just add in a few more details here. I'm going to give him a red shirt and blue pants. And we'll say that he had a dog with him. So I'm going to give my friend a little puppy. All right. So see how adding just a little bit more to my picture made it even just a little bit more exciting. Now I could do a few more things here. I could start to label my picture, or I could add on a second sentence. So I'll give you an example of both of those. If I want to label my picture, of course, I'm going to start with myself. So I'm going to label me. And then I can also label everything else. Here's the slide. Again, that's a word that you want to encourage students to stretch out on their own. Here's the swings. Here is the dog. And here is my friend. Okay. I could also add on another sentence, and I could say, my friend's was there. Okay. So, and that is a good example of a writing that we are looking for. So these are just a few tips and tricks and reminders of things to be looking for when we're doing our daily writing. I'm also going to show you, I'm going to post a self checklist or a rubric that students can look at as they're doing their writing, so they can start to look for these things as well. And again, these are all things that we work on in class, so they should be used to this. But again, you might just have to give them some reminders to help. So I hope that this was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.